A golf swing can be a thing of beauty or one of the ugliest things you have ever seen in your life. For some, the golf swing is very fluid and produces a great deal of power. But for others, the golf swing can handcuff, demoralize, and frustrate to no end. Personally, the golf swing is tough because I've played baseball my entire life. Slicing the ball is an all too familiar part of my golf game, and I would love to change this aspect of my game. This is the main reason why I chose the golf swing to analyze. In attempts to help improve my golf game and demonstrate the effectiveness of a movement analysis screening, I hope to break down the golf swing the proper way to ensure the best outcome possible. For starters, one must realize that a golf swing is broken down into three different phases. There is a preparatory phase, an action or swing phase, and a follow-through phase. During the preparatory phase, the golfer will place the ball on the tee, grip the club, and stand in a comfortable yet athletic stance. The hand placement on the club, the proper height of the tee, and the correct ball placement are all key components depending on the type of shot one is taking. Today, I will break down a shot from the tee box using a driver with interlocking fingers. First, we will begin with the preparatory phase. In this phase, the sternocleidomastoids are concentrically flexed, allowing you to look down at the ball. The rectus abdominis and deltoids are then flexed as the arms are extended on the shaft of the club. As the shoulders are extended and the scapulas are protracted, the latissimus dorsi muscles, the teres major muscles, and subscapularis muscles are contracted on both sides. The triceps brachii are also contracted, allowing the elbow to extend, creating a straight line from the hand up to the shoulder. The left and right forearms are in fundamental positioning, but the left arm is slightly more supinated, while the right forearm is slightly pronated. Both hands are in slight ulnar deviation to hold onto the club, so the flexor carpi ulnaris and extensor carpi ulnaris muscles are contracted. All the fingers are flexed around the club except the left thumb, which is extended downward towards the ball. The left extensor pollicis longus and brevis extend the thumb, while the right flexor pollicis longus and brevis, flexor digiti minimi, flexor digitorum superficialis, and flexor digitorum profundus flex the other fingers. The next phase of the swing is the swing phase. This phase is made up of the backswing and the downswing. During both of these phases, it is important to remember that the knees are slightly bent and the sternocleidomastoid is contracted to allow the head to stay down on the ball the entire duration of the swing. As the player starts to move the club backwards, the left forearm moves into pronation by the pronator teres and pronator quadratus, while the right arm moves into supination by the supinator muscle. The left arm and shoulder move backwards into external adduction, and the right arm and shoulder move into external rotation with elbow flexion. To assist with these movements, the biceps, deltoids, rhomboids, teres major, teres minor, latissimus dorsi, serratus anterior, subscapularis, and trapezius muscles work together to pull the club back to maximum elevation. Primarily, the upper right trapezius and middle right trapezius are most active on the right side of the body, while the left subscapularis and upper serratus anterior are most active on the left side. Simultaneously, the left external oblique, rectus abdominis, and gluteus maximus muscles contract to help rotate the body to the right. While all of this is occurring, the lower body creates most of the power for the swing by transferring energy up the legs, through the torso, and finally through the shoulders and arms to the fingers. This transfer of power moves from the gastrocnemius and soleus up through the quadriceps and gluteus maximus during the concentric phase of the swing. Primarily, the semimembranosus and biceps femoris activate on the right side, while the erector spinae and external obliques activate on the left side. Once the club has reached its peak, it immediately moves into the downswing phase. Most of the muscles that help move the club during the backswing are the same muscles that help produce the downswing. The big difference, though, is that the legs and hips are utilized more than the upper body to produce the optimal force production. As the club rotates back down, the left arm and shoulder move into extension from being horizontally adducted, and the right arm and shoulder move into extension. The primary active muscles to produce this motion in the upper body are the rhomboids and middle trapezius on the left side, and the pectoralis major and upper serratus anterior on the right side. Once the club finally reaches the point of contact, the body is back in the starting position. As the club makes contact with the ball, the wrists roll over in order to produce a straight ball path. This motion involves the left forearm moving into supination by the supinator muscle, and the right forearm moving into pronation by the pronator teres and pronator quadratus muscles. Simultaneously, the right external oblique, rectus abdominis, and gluteus maximus work together to rotate the body to the left, allowing the hips to create torque. While this is taking place, the quadriceps, adductors, gastrocnemius, and soleus muscles are producing force that really put something behind the ball. The primary muscles in the lower body that activate this motion are the gluteus maximus on the right side and the quadriceps and adductor magnus on the left side. Once there is contact with the ball, the swing enters the follow-through phase. During this phase, the body slowly brings the club to a stop as muscles are eccentrically lengthened. The left elbow is slightly flexed and the right forearm and shoulder move into horizontal adduction as the club rotates upward. The triceps, posterior deltoid, infraspinatus, teres minor, teres major, trapezius, and latissimus dorsi lengthen as the club reaches maximum height on the follow-through. At the same time, the rectus abdominis and right external oblique muscles flex while the left external oblique extends. On the lower half, the knees are fully extended as the quadriceps muscles continue contracting while the hamstrings eccentrically oppose them. The semimembranosus and adductor magnus are the most active during this phase on the left side, while the quadriceps and gluteus medius are the most active on the right side. The gastrocnemius and soleus muscles initially continue to produce flexion, but ultimately end in extension as the body continues rotating and slowing down. Once the body has completely stopped moving at the finishing position, the player then relaxes and brings the club down to a normal standing position. Overall, it is important to realize that the golf swing is not solely performed by using one or two muscle groups. The entire body works together in a kinetic chain to produce optimal power and control. Both the lower body and the upper body must be used if one wants to create optimal torque and leverage. If one area is weaker than the other, there will be deficits within the golf swing at some point. This will cause improper mechanics that lead to compensations of the club head and club speed. It's not until all the muscles move in harmony together that the purest and most effective swing can be produced.